Hey guys, I'm working on this 2017 Hyundai Sonata with the 2.4. I believe this will work on the 2.0 GDI engine, Theta 2, whatever. Anyway, so they make a tool to hold the crank from moving, but when you have it out of the car, you can't use that tool because the tool is sitting on the torque converter. So I made this tool out of 1/4-inch steel, and I use the two holes that are on the harmonic balancer. They are 3 inches apart. So I put two holes 3 inches apart and then marked the middle hole for the hole saw. I used a 1 3/4 hole saw with plenty of WD-40 to lube it when I drilled it. And the reason I picked that size was because it was big enough to let the socket through for that bolt. Then I welded some spacers from the hardware store, and I had to grind them down in order to suck this plate up nice and tight up against the harmonic balancer. I used two bolts that were 6mm by 1 by 40mm long. Even with the 40mm, you'll still need some washers to go on the outside of this. I also put a square here for a breaker bar, so I can put a breaker bar on it and get good leverage to keep it stable. For the square, I used a 1/2-inch hole or a 1/2-inch drill bit, and then the rest I had to file out by hand with some files. It took a couple hours to do. Anyway, these holes are again 3 inches apart. I don't know if y'all can see that, but 3 inches apart, center to center. And the middle hole is 1.5 inches. So, yep, right there. So, if it helps, there you go. Theta 2, 2nd generation engine. And as a bonus tip, I didn't know if y'all knew this, but there are 2 different Theta 2 engines, and they were documented under the same item. But one of the big things that shows the difference between the new one is these 2 holes are different. One of these is deeper than the old one, and one of these, I believe this bottom one, is more shallow than the old one. Also, the old housing will not fit on this new engine, and they don't really give you a new part number. It's the same part numbers, and you have to hunt and see what fits. The new gasket will not fit the old engine, but it will fit this new one. So I am buying a replacement housing, oil filter housing, and hopefully it fits. It is from eBay, so it may be somebody's old used housing and it may be the wrong one. The best way to double check is to use the new gasket. The new gasket fits here, but on the old housing, what it does is the gasket covers up half of these holes. On the old engine, it covers up half of these holes, the gasket does, and on the new the old housing, it covers up half of the holes. Also, these 2 holes, the gasket comes like halfway onto them. In other words, the bolt holes on one side or the other do not line up, and these 2 holes are covered up about halfway. So, yeah, I would show you, but truthfully, I don't want to tear everything apart right now because it's all put away. But there you go. Like and subscribe.